Okay, hi everybody. I am back with another tutorial, and I'm sorry I'm choosing so hard. It's just that I'm pretty excited, I guess, because it's been a very long time since I've filmed anything. So yeah, I'm gonna do multi-filming today, or meaning that I'll be filming multiple videos today. And so since it's been such a long time since I last recorded, then I'm going to start off with my current brow routine. So the first thing I'm going to do, well, that I did, and gonna go ahead and show you the products that I used, which was clean my face. And for a cleanser, I use the Equate brand astringent deep cleaning, what have you. This is says compared to Sea Breeze. So I grew up using Sea Breeze. I have oily skin, and I really find that it helps to control it a lot. It doesn't fully dry me out or anything like that, because I am mindful that just because you have oily skin does not mean that you don't need moisture for it. Oily skin does not equate to moisturized skin. So after I finished cleaning it, then I used my Biore witch hazel, and it is a pore clarifying toner, but it also has salicylic acid acne treatment in it. And that's because yeah, I went through puberty and I came out of it just fine, but when I had my daughter some odd 14 years ago, good old adult puberty decided to sneak in, and I've been battling it ever since. I know it doesn't look as bad, but you know, it's not nearly as bad as some may have it, but it's not what I thought I was going to be having. Anywho, so now I'll just need to moisturize, and I think I'm gonna go in with my oh yeah, I love this right here. First things first, before I fully moisturize, I'm gonna go in with the Tea Time Black Tea. This is Earth to Skin Tea Time Black Tea Anti-Aging Overall Serum. And yeah, I like this stuff a lot. And I'm just gonna put a couple of pumps on my hand. And it looks like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and just massage that into my skin to play. So for moisturizer, I'm going to be going in with the Touch and Soul. And this is the Touch and Soul Pretty Filter Waterful Glow Cream. And I really like this stuff. I'm trying to think of who turned me on to this. I think it may have been Darcy. I think so, actually. Anyway, it looks like that right there. And it's very lightweight. And I just tend to take whatever is picked up onto the lid in the time frame since I last used it, and use that. So I seen a meme the other day, and I reposted it on my Facebook page that said, I can't wait to look to look cute, because I'm tired of looking like my bills come first. And that's just overall what I feel with this whole quarantine. Besides that, also after being displaced roughly for nearly 2 years and stuff, of no fault of my own, but still, I'm finally settled into a place of. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the brows. So the first thing that I like to do is to start with using the spoolie end of this brush, again the Morphe M158, and I'm going to brush my brow hairs up. Now, over the course of this ye old quarantine situation, or COVID-19 situation, I decided to let my brows grow in. And overall, I do my brows still the exact same way as I previously did. It's just different products, and people oftentimes like to see updated versions. So it's nothing but a few tweaks here and there. But for the most part, I'm just going to brush all my brow hairs up. And I guess the one thing that has changed is that I do like to go in. This is not Blistex. This is actually an empty Blistex jar that I've recycled. And within here is some, what is that? What's the gel that, not the gel, the spray that you use when you're doing your lace from? Gots2Be Glued. That's what this is. It's the clear Gots2Be Glued gel in the black tube. And I take a little bit of this, and I actually learned this from Savannah Silver. But she doesn't no longer do this method, I don't think. I think she uses glue instead. But my brows are pretty finicky. Like these brows on the left side are a lot more straighter, and so it's easy to get these to lay down with glue. But this side over here, yeah, not so much, because these are a little more unruly in the front and a lot more curlier. So this method still works fine by me. So what we're going to do is go in with a spoolie. And I just use a spoolie from an old mascara tube that I had. And I just dip it in here. And let me grab my hand hub here. So I just grab this, and if you're wondering, this mirror is by the company Laced with Cherries. I love their stuff. It's a female black owned indie brand. And so anywho, I go through here and I brush this through my brow hairs. Like such. When I tell you guys, this stuff will have your brows laid all day. All day. And so because I go for a more bushier or a thicker brow, I don't even before this look, I don't trim the top part of my brow hairs. It doesn't bother me. I only remove, and I've recently stopped plucking as much. I just use the shaver to lightly clean up this area right here. But this is the state of my natural brows. Now, of course, this hair right here is still growing in from years of plucking or what have you, but it's growing in slowly but surely. And so I'm gonna apply that through here. And you can kind of do it, manipulate the brow hairs in the direction that you want the overall shape to be. So my front brow hairs, I definitely want to be standing straight up. Like that. Okay, so you have this, and then you have this. Now you can really get the laminated look with this method, but that's not what I'm going for overall. Gonna go ahead and start on this one. Same situation. Now, because this is a gel, it can leave a bit of residue, and so what I do like to do is go in with a cosmetic Q-tip and kind of wipe the excess from around the top part up here, because that'll wind up staying shiny, and we don't want that. So again, coming through here with the spoolie with the gel on it. So, as it's drying down, I'm going to continuously come through here and roll the spoolie to get the brow, to make sure that they stay standing up. Because again, this is not the natural state of my brows, so they're going to, if given any opportunity, try to revert to their natural state. So, anywho, as I was saying, gonna just put this product through here. I'm pretty sure I did not pick up on what I was saying, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm dipping my toes back in, trying to start and try to essentially make use of all this makeup and stuff that I have around me, because with quarantine, you really ain't got nowhere to go, you know? So I might as well film. Okay. So I'm gonna go through on the same side or same thing with the Q-tip and just kind of wipe the excess product from around there. Okay. You can even use your finger to really press it down like that to really make sure them hairs stay. So this brow is pretty much done. Now we're just waiting on this one to dry down. Do you see? Like, I'm rolling the spoolie. And the reason why I do this as the hair or the gel dries is because it gets a little more tackier while it's setting. And with it being tacky, it's easier to manipulate the hairs. So, I'm gonna dip a little bit more just for that because I see a little waywardness. I don't even know if that's a word. But yeah, so this is what everything is looking like so far. I'm gonna let that dry down some. But anyway, now it's dry enough for me to be able to press like so. And there you go. And there you have your brows. Now some people kind of like this look right here, but I still like to add color in it. So what I'm gonna do is go in with my micellar water. I don't know if you guys can see that little shine up there on the top. I'm gonna go in with some micellar water, and this is Your Good Skin Soothing Micellar Water. I had picked this up at Walgreens. I don't even know if they still have this brand, but I really hope that they do because I like their products a lot. So I'm now going to go across here with the brows and clean it up, and that's taking off the excess that has now dried down. Yeah, like that. Okay. So now that we've done that, I still prefer to use on most days, unless I'm trying to go somewhere real quick, I still prefer to use a gel or a brow pot, as they call them. And there are some that they really make, like this one is by Nabla Cosmetics, and it is the Mars brow pot in the shade Auburn, and it looks like this right here. Then I also have the Sigma. This is the Stunning Ladylike Gel Eyeliner. Now, products may be marketed for something specific, but if it works for you, let's go with this, the gel eyeliner. It works for my brows, it's going in my brows. So it's about this shade right here. And then my favorite and OG is this right here. And this is the Ruby Kisses Dark Brown waterproof 24-hour gel eyeliner as well. HD gel eyeliner. But yeah, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to begin by drawing a line up under the brow. That's just my method. I prefer to start at the base of the brow and do that. So as I said, I'm going to try to start with the James Charles, but it's just overall it's a little too thick for me. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because I like to have a thin line, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it first, okay? So I dip it in the pot, and I am going in with my Ruby Kisses one. And I then put it on the back of my hand like this. And this is just to kind of warm up the product, but also to kind of flatten the brush. So now you see exactly how thin it got. So now I'm going to go ahead and try to use it. And essentially I'm going to just start by lightly, right there, lightly. And I am going for a more straight back brow, like that part right there. So I'm going to go in and lightly fill that in first, like that. And you can see just that much has made an improvement or a difference with the shape of the brow. So whereas I used to kind of curve my arch down, I decided to start going a more straighter back method because it allows me the illusion of more lid space to operate with my eyeshadow looks. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm just gonna fill it in. Oops, my bad. Gonna continue to fill it in like that, and then right now I'm now just gonna go through there in them small gap areas and just lightly fill them. And I'm really using any remaining product that's in the brush, and that's because I don't want it to come on too heavy. I still want to have the illusion of brow hairs like I do right now, but you guys saw me filling it in. So I'm going in with hair-like strokes so that I don't have a complete block brow. Like that. Now when it comes to the end, I still like to do the same exact thing. There's not much product on there. And again, the reason why I do not put too much product is because I'd rather build up. It's easier to build up than it is to take away. And that series is way easier to build up slightly than to be able to take away when you put way too much up on initial contact. So, overall, that's my brow. Like, you see? Compared to this one. So, my brow hairs are sticking up just like I want them to. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut off of camera, pause, and then come back and I'll have the other brow done. Okay, everybody, so we are now back. So this is this brow, and this is this brow. This brow, this brow. Now, brows are related. They are siblings, but they don't have to be identical, right? So what I'm going to do now is come through and clean up the bottom half. I'm still using my longtime favorite LA Girl ProConceal in the shade Fawn, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and conceal with or clean up. And same thing with the gel or the brow product. I start with a little bit, and unfortunately I don't have another one of the the Morphe M158s readily available. I don't think so. So I'm going to go in with the Essence Liner Brush, and this is the one I typically use, which is the reason why it's lighter in tone on the bristles. And I'm just going to go in and coat the brush with the product. Now, because this brow is pretty decent already, I'm going to go in with this side. And see, this brow, it has less hair on this side right here, where this brow has more hair on this side. So I'm going to really have to go through there and really clean it up to get it to look more like this one over here. And so what we're going to do is just go up under there. See that? We're just going to trace the arch. Like so. And this will allow me to see how I just turned it from what it was to looking a little more closer to that. Now we see that on this one it's a little bit thicker, but I can go in and fill that out some more on the top part or what have you, or when I get finished we'll see just if they match up, because this one might end up looking like this one as well. So I go in, and the same thing with the brow product. I don't start at the front of the brow, I start at the arch for the most part, and then I come in and start filling in the front part. Like so. Like that. And see, I turned that mess into this right here. Even just this little bit done to it, it looks way better than it did when I first came back or started. So because I am concealing hairs right here as well, I'm just going to go over here and pat the concealer first. I'm not going to. So now I'm doing the same thing over here. Okay, same thing. Not bad. I'm gonna go right there first so I can kind of soften the arch a little bit because it looks a little harsh, but then just kind of just slightly drag. There we go. So now it's a little bit thicker on this side. And I'm going in this direction to kind of try to take some of the sharpness off of the arch. Exactly like that. And now, voila, magic. I think that looks pretty good. I still have a slightly higher arch on that side than this side, but it is what it is. I can always go through with a Q-tip and smooth it out some, like that. Exactly. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Now we're going to go through and finish the rest of the brows by cleaning them up like that. Yes. And we're going to apply this right here. Going to come towards the front a little bit, very lightly. All right, so now I take this brush right here, and this is a brush that I picked up a few years ago off of Shein. Anyway, I'm dipping the brush in the product that's left over on the back of my hand, and I'm now going to fully blend out as much. Now, when I get up here to where those hairs are, I'm just slightly tapping, not like I was doing over here where I can just windshield wiper blend. I was just slightly tapping. And I'm going to come here in the front and slightly blend into the direction of my nose. And that's because I don't want it to be such a stark line. I know we've all seen it, and I myself have been guilty of it. And I don't see it until after pictures have been taken, and I'm like, why did I not pay attention to that? So yeah, doing the same thing over here. Gonna blend that out and back. Again, when it comes to the brow hairs, that's right there. This brush is barely touching my skin. All right. Gonna blend like that. And there we go. All right, so now everybody, after I've said all right like 1,500 times, this does complete my current brow routine. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that you did learn something. Okay, so one other thing that I forgot to mention is please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you do subscribe so that you'll always be aware whenever I make any uploads. And for any of my old subscribers out there who may be watching, I thank you so kindly for your continued support even during my absence. Life happens, and so yeah, I can't say or have any planned schedule that I have for my channel, but I do hope to try to build more content on a more regular basis. Yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.